but you gotta be brave enough to step into the ring. Put your guard up and fight back.
Hey, it's your girl Indigo Gamer Mimi. So we're gonna watch some inflation videos today. Get your drink, get your, you can't even see that, get your snacks, and let's go.
The time has come to cancel Disney Plus, and I really think more people should consider doing the same. Loki is over, and I genuinely like that finale, and yet I cannot validate keeping this app. Because how do I reconcile paying $80 for a service last year and $140 now? Where is that value demonstrated? Where is there 75% more value on this service? And I get that part of this comes down to when I signed up for Disney Plus and what a low price that was. But just because a price increase makes sense doesn't mean this one does. Let me get this straight. $140 a year for an app filled with movies that I've either seen before or already own, and like maybe 3 or 4 shows a year I'm maybe interested in, but like half of them aren't even very good. And if I were a parent, I could understand an argument for keeping Disney Plus as a sort of babysitter app so that I have something to entertain the kids, but frankly, all of the streaming services have something to entertain the kids. What I don't see is what sets Disney Plus apart in value. They don't have the best shows. They definitely don't have the most shows. It's not the most rewatchable. It's not the most prestige. It's not where I'm going to see the most interesting art. And like, we're already in an economy where grocery prices are going up by like an insane percent. Just for a single example, my wife enjoys having cans of Vienna sausages, like the little cans that used to be 89 cents, and this past week we saw they've gone up to $1.19, which sounds like it's only a difference of a matter of like a quarter, but that's a 30% price increase since the last time we bought them a month ago. What could possibly validate for the consumer a 30% price increase? And that's at least food. Meanwhile, Disney wants me to accept a 75% price increase for Baby Yoda? In an economy where taxes and delivery charges make a $14 pizza cost $23. No. And look, I love art and entertainment. I think it's important for everyone's sanity and a crucial inclusion in everyone's budget, but I can't validate keeping this. I think this is a greedy and unwarranted price hike, and I think there's only one real way for consumers to push back against it.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Why was Halloween so bad? Why was it not what it used to be? I have seen so many ridiculous explanations on TikTok, and it comes down to one thing: money. Now, I took my kids out last night, and I noticed a noticeable drop in the amount of houses participating. Probably 80% of the houses did not have lights on and were not handing out candy. And the worst explanations are some of the boomers here on TikTok saying it's the millennial generation going soft and we're not making Halloween like it used to be during their time. No, boomers, the fact is most Americans, particularly the younger generation, are clean out of money. Do they want to pay $30 for a bag of candy to some random stranger that they'll never see again, or do they want to, I don't know, eat? Personal savings rates are at record lows. Most Americans ran out of savings in the month of October. Most of the credit cards that Americans took out in November of 2022 have reached their 15 to 21 month APY, and those are maxed out. So no, boomers, it's not the younger generation losing spirit for Halloween. It's the fact that our government would rather spend all of its money in wars abroad. And yes, I realize that the money is to replace American stockpiles, but think of so many other things that we could do with $100 billion. Let's go ahead and spend money on a nuclear bomb that's 24 times more powerful than the previous atomic bomb. So no, Halloween didn't suck because of generational differences. It sucked because this government and this system is more posed on taking care of countries abroad rather than its own people.
Pissed is a understatement, and I need to vent. I need to get this off my chest. I won't be shopping at the Goodwill any fucking more. Y'all know I'm addicted to the Goodwill, right? So we go into our local Goodwill tonight, and I got all the stuff that I needed, and standing in front of me was a man. I didn't know that this man was homeless. He was carrying a tent. I just figured he bought it from there, you know? He gets to the lady at the register, and he starts telling her that he was homeless. All of his things got stolen yesterday, and he went and got him a sleeping bag, but he was looking for a fucking blanket and a pillow and a pair of socks. It's raining here. It's nasty. It's wet. And he wanted to know if Goodwill would donate. Oh, ain't this what the fuck we donate to them for? So they could help people like this? Because y'all, they refused. They said no. For a blanket and a fucking pillow and a pair of socks? Really? Oh, I won't be fucking shopping there anymore. At all. I looked at the man and said, sir, go get whatever you need. I got it. You know, I ain't got no damn money right now, but whatever. I mean, no, we're not going to have somebody sleeping out in the fucking cold, in the rain. No. And I told him, I was like, they also have a damn good pair of Nikes back there. I see you have holes in your shoes. Go get them. And I looked at the lady and I was like, I got this. I got it. I always shop here, but this is my last fucking night. I'm pissed. These people get things donated to them for this reason, to help people that are in these situations, and they refused him. He wasn't asking for money. He was asking for a pillow and a blanket. People make me sick. After standing there talking to the man for a good 10 minutes, he told me that, so we live in South Louisiana, right? He told me that he was just traveling through, spreading the word of God. He's trying to make it to the East. He was one of the sweetest people I think I've ever met.
So, those who are familiar with my story know that I've been homeless, lived in cars, slept on my mom's couch, slept on friends' couches, live in hotels, motels, extended stays, all that stuff. I've been through it all. And I shared that last clip because a lot of people have this mindset that certain foundations or programs are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. Firsthand that they are very selective on who they choose. They don't always help people in need, and they usually have all these loopholes. Call this person, do this, get this form printed out. If you're homeless, you probably don't have a computer or a printer. Mail this in, so you need a stamp, all this stuff, and it's like, dude, I just want food, or I just need somewhere to live in this crazy weather. I need shelter. So I included that because with inflation, unfortunately, evictions, homelessness, all of that happens because people just can't afford to live. And I thought it was very important for people to see, not me, but someone else saying that these places that are supposed to be helping people in need don't always do that, which is very unfortunate.
Can we just keep shit real for a second? How the fuck do people afford to pay for lunch every day? I'm currently in the city. It's lunchtime. I'm watching people go to cafes and order lunch and coffee. That would be like $25. How do you afford that every day? Hell, it is rough out here. I want to be able to afford lunch, and I can't. Tell me, how do y'all do it? How can you have the luxury of buying your lunch every day? Tell me.
Let's be honest. Who really wants to live forever? I don't even want to see tomorrow. I'm so broke. Can't even afford milk or bread.
So, guys, at the end of the day, we are all we got. So, I ask that you just be kind to people when you're out. You can't always tell by looking at people their situations. So, you don't always know what people are going through. So, be nice, be caring. Even if you can't help, like material wise, say something nice, make them smile. Happiness, love, positivity spreads and is contagious, and you can really make a difference in someone's day, someone's week. You never know.
We're witnessing right now one of the greatest collapse in the freight and logistics trucking industry in the history of our country. And yet, we're not in a recession, right? As a matter of fact, continues to rise. More truckers are fighting for the same loads, which results in a dogfight between truckers and trucking companies. We're talking year-over-year drops in the third quarter. Warner down 57%, ArcBest down 61%, Covenant Logistics 73%, Landstar 39%, Forward Air 82% declines. We are in an absolute catastrophe economically. But I want you to understand, this isn't the time to hide your head like an ostrich in the sand. This is the greatest opportunity you have ever been handed. Think about that. Think about the opportunity right now. If you would have known about the Great Recession, I made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in my side hustles as people were losing their jobs, losing their homes, losing their cars, losing their tractors. You are not prepared to take advantage. Like, don't just sit around and like be, okay, I got some emergency food and we're going to be okay. This isn't a time to survive. This is a time to get ready to thrive. I don't want Berkshire Hathaway getting richer. I don't want BlackRock getting larger. I want you becoming more successful, you becoming richer, you finding more happiness, you having more time. And you can't do that without hard work, but also preparation. And you can't prepare until you see what's going on. But the truth is, sometimes people won't listen unless they have financial stake, a financial stake in that ground. They won't pay attention to it. But this right here tells you the truth. When you see freight collapsing, freight shipment costs, and the trucking industry going into a cataclysm, like it is collapsing, that shows you the economy is not where the president tells you. It's not where CNBC tells you. It's not where Jim Cramer tells you. All right? All those gurus out there, the get out of debt guys, they're wrong. They don't have a concept of where they are in this cycle. Or if they do, they're not telling you while they sell everything behind your back. I hope you understand this. It says everybody's calling this the Great Trucking Recession. And it's true because all the trucking companies right now are in dark times, he said. This is not a good time to be in the trucking industry. Just to paint a picture, the trucking industry is the engine that drives the American economy forward. We may even see more trucking companies go out of business. It's going to be really interesting and scary to see how this all unfolds over the next few months because what happened in the last 2 years. The right amount of logistics companies fold in the end of this year and into early 2024. You may see a crash in a way that the supply chain breaks, the chain that holds it together, where Amazon can't fulfill its deliveries because it can't get enough truckers to fulfill it. Then they're racing around to try and find another logistics company. The industry is experiencing volume volatility, meaning volumes and rates are down due to supply and demand.